What is happening? J Gamer Dude here, and Xbox has announced an Xbox Partner Showcase, which is going to be happening on the 17th of October. And yes, I'm saying that the normal way. Suck it, Americans, I guess. I don't know. Please don't be mad at me. Before I jump into the details around the Partner Showcase and apparently there being a new head of Xbox, just wanted to say, hey, if you like my videos, please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and comment in the comments below, because normally doing that kind of stuff actually elevates my videos in the algorithm and ultimately gets recommended to more people. So that certainly is always going to be appreciated. That being said, however, let's talk about the Xbox Partner Showcase. So, there's going to be a bunch of world premieres that are apparently promised, and there's an interesting phrasing that was used here, saying no fluff, all games, Xbox Showcase. So I'm actually quite interested to see what does that look like from a showcase standpoint that is just no fluff in all games, because there's going to be some dead time in the middle, especially when there are games that barely anyone is going to be interested in. Unless you know your consumer back to front, it's going to be very difficult to be able to manage that unless it's just non-stop trailer. The thing is that for it to be no fluff in all games, it needs to be not just trailer, but sort of banger trailer, back to back. But then also it somehow crescendos at the end effectively, in like a big one more sort of thing. But that's just how I assume it's going to be like. So it says this is a no fluff, all games broadcast, Microsoft said. So effectively, here are the times that are going to be happening on October 17th or 18th. For me, it is going to be October 18th at about 5 a.m. I think, in my local region. But the games that are apparently going to be featured is Alan Wake 2's The Lake House expansion, which is due to arrive later this month. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which I'm very excited for, hell yeah. And a bunch of other games as well. So it looks like they've got a decent group of games sort of under their belt, or at least some good stuff at least, with the Alan Wake 2's expansion and Pirate Yakuza. So what Xbox has said is, as always, Xbox Partner Preview is all about sharing exciting games news from our talented partners across the globe. You'll get new game reveals, release date announcements, and fresh new gameplay from upcoming games. And to sweeten the deal, during the broadcast, Xbox Wire will post exclusive behind-the-scenes stories about select titles shown, Microsoft has said. So I feel like only leading in with 2 games, there might be a lot more stuff that they just have not yet announced and likely won't until the Partner Showcase. That being said though, it also does kind of make me wonder where the first party is at. Which then leads me to talk about how there is a new head of Xbox Game Studio. So Alan Hartman, who was previously in the position, is stepping down, and Craig Duncan, who is the lead at Rare, is going to be taking his place. And so it will revolve around the management of multiple Xbox teams, including Halo Studios, Obsidian, Double Fine, Compulsion Games, and just pretty much all of the Xbox first party studios. That being said though, I just want to mention Halo Studios, previously 343 Industries. The reason why I want to bring that up is because 343 did not do did not do Halo any favors. So rebranding, I'm not 100% sure if that's actually going to help or fix Halo at the moment. But we can only be hopeful that there is only going to be good stuff to come. Microsoft has undergone a series of massive changes to its staffing structure across multiple divisions in recent months, and the latest big shakeup to be announced is the retirement of Alan Hartman as head of Xbox Game Studios. Hartman had worked with Microsoft for over 25 years on a number of key franchises like Forza and Age of Empires, and his new replacement comes from an unexpected studio with its own big name releases, specifically the fact that he's coming from Rare, which is Rare is a massive studio, but they aren't quite the studio they used to be, especially since the release of Sea of Thieves being like a massive release, sure, but it kind of released as a very underbaked game, albeit that with all of the updates now is now an exceptionally good game. That being said, we haven't heard anything or much about Everwild, which is what Rare is currently working on, so I am kind of skeptical as to how it's going to release. Very tepid on that, but also what the content is going to be like and whether or not they're going to spend the rest of the time like just trying to update it as much as they did with Sea of Thieves. So yeah, I wonder if this is actually going to affect or change the way in which Xbox, their first party, is going to be working, because keeping in mind that Xbox first party has gotten so huge, so massive in size, weight, and actual like human people count, whatever you want to call it, staff count. It's gotten so massive to the point that it's kind of insane to think about where we are with Xbox at the moment. They still haven't quite turned the corner yet on where they are in the console race. Like, Nintendo and Sony are just way ahead. Sony are shooting themselves in the foot and in the face sometimes with some of their decisions that they're making. And Nintendo are just being Nintendo. They're not even running a marathon. It's almost like they're using hover boots with jet thrusters on them and getting ahead of everyone else in this race when everyone else is just running on their legs. That being said, I do wonder where all of this is ultimately going to lead to. Will this be a beneficial decision ultimately for Xbox Game Studios? Will they be able to release more quality titles that are more in the Game of the Year discussion outside of like the usual Forza and Forza Horizon games that we generally tend to see? I don't believe I've even seen Microsoft Flight Simulator fall in that sort of space either. And keeping in mind that the news of Xbox Game Studios changing its leadership comes amid some pretty much tumultuous times at Microsoft, especially when Microsoft announced layoffs in the gaming division, which impacted about 650 employees. The fact that they actually did lay off 1,900 staff in January as per the purchase of, or rather the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Wow, that wording really, hits me hard. And many are skeptical of the direction in which Microsoft's restructuring is going, especially when Xbox Game Studio, or rather Xbox as a whole, is kind of now more closely being, or I suppose in a not very flattering way, being called Microsoft Games ultimately. So I feel like Xbox losing their potential identity to Microsoft, just being sucked in because of like how much money was spent on that Activision acquisition ultimately. So again, really interesting stuff that's going on. My biggest question is what's going to happen from here, and moving forward, how is this going to affect Xbox as a whole? I'm very fascinated, but there is not much time left for the next Xbox partner showcase, so it's really just a matter of time before we start seeing ripples and changes within Xbox. I am fascinated to see how things go, what the future strategy is going to be, and I do hope that at least to some extent Xbox is going to be somewhat upfront with the gaming audience. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 400 subs sometime in the not too distant future. Probably not by the end of the year, but I'll be hopeful regardless. That being said, let me know. Oh, I've already said that. I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.